So it looks like Zac Efron got a little more attractive, in my humble opinion, and decided to represent Estonia this year because he won Estilau 2020. Yes, I am talking about Estonia's entry for Eurovision this year, which is the song What Love Is, sung by Uku Suviste. I'm not entirely sure, as I say in all these videos, how to pronounce that. But I don't believe it's Suviste, because I did see it pronounced on live broadcast as more like Suviste. So I think that's how you pronounce his last name. But anyway, Uku. He's a familiar name in Estilau. He has been sending entries for years, and actually, to be completely honest with you, this is another controversial opinion moment. Prepare yourself. I think this is one of the best songs that he has actually come to Eurovision with. Previously, he's done a lot of F-boy stuff. Dude, it's a bit Justin Timberlake. And that stuff didn't really do anything for me. His earlier stuff, I'd listen to it and I'd be like, please don't send this, Estonia. Please don't send this. When I saw What Love Is, and this is unique because with Estilau, that's the one of the only national selection competitions this year that I actually kind of followed, and that's just because of Curly. If you follow my channel, you know I'm such a huge fan of Curly, and Curly has competed in Estilau in the past. And so because of that, every year I happen to just be extra focused on Estonia every year, just because I'm really interested to see what they're going to send. And I love that country. I've been there. It's an amazing country, and I could see myself living there. I mean, it's wonderful. And they have a great music scene. Like, seriously, they have an amazing music scene. So I'm always really excited to see what they're cooking up. So I listened to snippets or whole songs of all 24 songs that were competing in Estilau. A lot of people are pissed that Jakub did not win with Beautiful Lie. Yeah, that was definitely a front runner in my opinion too. I really liked the performance. I thought it was very artistic. He is a really good looking guy, really fit. So he definitely had some sex appeal, let's be real, which helped sell the song a lot too. But I also understood the criticisms of that it was very similar to Duncan Lawrence with Arcade, but it was also very Billie Eilish When the Party's Over. So the Billie Eilish and Duncan Lawrence comparisons did sort of make the song feel a little derivative, in my opinion, a little bit reductive. And so it did reduce the song a bit for me in my appreciation of it. But I don't want to, feed the fire with that. I think that Jakub was not copying. I think he was inspired and he did his own thing, and good for him. He definitely would have been a great representative for Estonia. Now, the other song that I also really wanted to see was Rasmus Randve. His song Young was another one I was really rooting for. I would have loved to have seen that song represent Eurovision. I just really loved the chorus, and I really, really, really loved the message of it, like youth empowerment. It was like a whimsical, optimistic, forward-facing tune that just was really endearing to me. But what we got was What Love Is, which is a very I have to admit, it's very dated power ballad. It's a little bit Disney. It's a little bit in the same lane of Tom Lebb's The Best in Me. Not to mention, they actually look very similar, those two performers, Tom Lebb and Uku. Both very handsome. I will admit that even though Estonia and France, a lot of people are crapping on their two entries, they definitely win the most attractive Eurovision contestant awards, as far as the men are concerned. The thing is, Uku is a very attractive guy, and I have to be a little careful that I'm not sort of casting an unfair sort of advantage on him because of that, just because he is very attractive to me. And so, when you pair him with a song that's, nice enough, it's nice enough. It's got a little emotion behind it. In fact, actually, it's got quite a bit of emotion behind it. I think that, people are a little unfair on this track, saying it's the worst thing Estonia could have sent when they had so many other options. when I was looking at the field, honestly, this was one of the top 5 for me. This song definitely seemed like, well, if Uku won, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't be upset with them sending this song. Now, remember, last year I was extremely mad at Estonia for sending Victor Krone with that atrocious song Storm, which was the safest, blandest vanilla thing you could possibly have sent, especially considering it was not even sung by an Estonian guy. It was just another Sweden assembly line Avicii track, and it felt very lifeless. And the one thing that I think Uku does bring is life to the stage. Um, this song does not feel lifeless in the way that Storm did. And so I think comparing it and saying it's just as bad, I don't think that's fair. I think that this is a song that is a little bit out of place in time. I think that this song would have done so much better in the 90s, would have done so much better in the early 2000s at Eurovision when it was a bit of more of the, trend and what was a little bit more popular. Now it does seem just very dated and safe and predictable. So as I'm sitting here, I gotta be honest with you. The appeal for me with this song comes from two things. Yes, he's a very attractive guy, and he's got a nice vocal. I do think that Uku is a really competent vocalist, and we need to really appreciate that for what it is. I think he's a better vocalist than Victor Krone. I think that he has the chops to really sell a vocal on stage and not be flat and not be, kind of all over the place with it. For the most part, I'm not saying he's Michael Rice. I'm just saying, he's a very competent vocalist. And also, yeah, he's very attractive. And that sells the song a lot too. But also, the melody is extremely romantic. I think that there's something comforting about it. In a way that Tom Lebb's song "The Best in Me" really falls flat for me for. That song doesn't have dynamic. It doesn't have a swelling chorus. It doesn't have moments in it where it really feels like we're building to something, and I can feel that sort of tug on the heartstrings a little bit. The Best in Me is so mellow and afraid to really take a leap off the page, or when it does, as I said in my review of it, it waits too long to get there, so you're sort of already kind of disinterested. The song really, I think, presents itself well. And it sort of just comes across as like a really safe, professional, dated Eurovision ballad. And yeah, in the field we've got now, it's definitely going to struggle. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. This song is going to really struggle to qualify. Like, seriously struggle. I can't remember if Estonia is in semifinal 1 or semifinal 2, but I don't think it matters. Just looking at the field we got, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, and as much as, like I said, as much as I really am not mad at Estonia for sending it, because I don't know. I'm not entirely sure that Jagup's song was. I don't know if it was it. I don't know. I'm a little. I'm just a little biased because, like I said, I have a bit of a crush on Uku, and so I really shouldn't be. I'm not very impartial here. Like I said, he didn't really rub me the right way when he was singing songs that were a little cockier, like I said in previous years. And there were definitely in previous years so many better entries in Estilal that I was like, okay, please do not send this guy over those. But with the crowd that we got this year of songs, I didn't really feel like there were as many standouts. So I felt like Uku definitely had an opportunity. So when I saw he won, I was kind of happy. I was like, oh, good, we're gonna get to see more of his beautiful, gorgeous blue eyes. And I'm sure a lot of you are probably like, oh my God, this is just a guy fangirling over Uku for 10 minutes. Yeah, that I gotta be honest, that kind of is what it is, but I'm trying to be to the point. I don't think that Estonia is going to qualify, which is sad. Estonia should not have qualified last year. I honestly don't really understand what goes on with Estilal and who gets it can be very, stressful. Let's just put it this way, to be an Estonian Eurovision fan. Because that country, like I said, has such an amazing field of musical talent, and it consistently snubs them. And I really do feel like I need to take the blinders off and be a little bit more, yeah, Estonia might have completely shot itself on the foot by sending something so safe, not taking a risk and being so predictable. And so, yeah, Estonia is probably going to pay for it. But do I think that with what they were given, it was a terrible choice? No, I really don't. I just don't think this was Estonia's year. I got to be honest with you. Look, seeing the SDLL finalists, I just didn't think it was Estonia's year. That's how I have to say it. So if just send the pretty boy, send the pretty boy, and his sweet song, his sweet song. It's not a song that I want to turn off. It's actually one that I really enjoy listening to when it comes on my playlist. It's memorable. It's got a nice melody to it. I don't know what else to say. Um, Let me know in the comments what you think. I have a feeling that most people are not on board with this song, and it's probably pretty low in people's rankings, but it might not be quite so low in mine, so just beware. Uh, but I do have to I do have to separate looks. But at the same time, this is Eurovision, and we're not always just talking about the raw power of the song. It's about the performance. It's about the staging. Having the candles set up all around him, I do think is a smart move. I think it adds atmosphere, but also it sets the scene in a very sort of calming, serene setting to add that extra element of power to the emotion in the song. And so the more sort of romantic and serene you make that environment of stage around him, I think the more power it's just going to give that song, especially if he's, on point with his vocals. I mean, especially if you got the camera, panning around him the right ways and he's looking at you. Again, I should stop. I should stop because I'm getting a little bit like he could sing me the phone book and I'd head over heels. So I need to be quiet. But yes, Estonia, you sent the most attractive man, but probably not the most attractive song. But I still am giving you a pass because I'm terrible. Anyway, let me know again what you think in the comments, and I will see you all in my next Eurovision review. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more content. You can hit that notification bell to be notified when I release new video if you'd like. And yeah, remember, it's just my opinion. All right. I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace, love, and light.